What's up, humans? I honestly did not plan on making another video for the next, month, let alone 24 hours or so, but Starset came out with a new music video and song while I was on graveyard shift, so I decided to make a video about it. It kind of clicked with me. Basically, I will be doing this video in two parts. First will be a lyrical analysis, and the second will be like a music video analysis, and I'm going to be analyzing it sort of as an English major, like I did with my last Starset video. Anyway, here goes. When the singer says, "Prepare the diving bell," and I sink into myself, he seems to be indicating that he's doing just that. He's basically doing some deep introspection, diving into his own mind, possibly facing something messed up. When he says, "I know you always understand," this likely means that the person he's addressing is someone close to him. But then he says, "There's no place for you inside this solitude. Just stay up here until I'm back again." This means that he has to face this inner thing by himself, or he wants to anyway. Only he can truly understand what goes on inside his own mind, basically. He wants to briefly cut off all contact with the outside world so he can focus on this inner problem. Then he says, "I was certain if I fell through the bottom, you'd be happy just to float here on your own." This confirms that this inner problem is one of a darker, possibly suicidal nature. Basically, he is thinking the listener might be happier without him, or at the very least, might be happier without his dark thoughts. The line, "I was never quite prepared for this long ride," means that this introspection may be more brutal and more drawn out than he had planned for. And the next bit, "away, away, away, alone," hints that he's heading alone into very unsafe territory. So the chorus starts with the line, "This wasn't in my plans, abandoned ship, and headed for the sand." Basically, his introspection has sent him into what I would like to call an inward spiral. Basically, he's kind of gotten so stuck in his introspection that he's kind of drowning almost. The next line states, "The albatross crash lands. I've got the sinking feeling that I can never go home." Albatrosses were symbols of good luck in old maritime culture. When one crash lands, this likely means that the singer's luck has suddenly ended, suddenly ran out. He's scared that because of this, he's likely never going to come out of this deep self-dive. The line, "If I stare into the abyss, will it stare into me?" basically means that the singer is stating that his inner void is alive and could possibly intimidate him and take advantage of him, could be staring at him and calculating his every weakness. The repetition of this line hammers in this point with each repetition. The third verse states a line twice. "In my mind, endless sea calling from the bottom, but you can't hear me. Send your line down to me, meet me on the surface, I will never leave." This basically means that he's crying for help. He wants to get out of himself, but it's hard to send that kind of signal. He desperately wants to get out of his mind. However, the line, "I will never leave," is interesting. It could be taken in two different ways. First, it can mean, "I will never leave once you take me back up to the surface." However, I think the more likely meaning is, "I will never leave this deep, horrible inner thought." The last verse states that the singer is stuck in time, stuck in me, broken on the bottom like a refugee. He's clearly lost in that one moment in his past. He desperately wants out, but he's broken, fixated on that moment. The music video is fairly interesting, as are all Starset music videos. I recommend you go check out their music videos if you haven't seen them, because they are awesome. This one starts out on a city illuminated by a sort of dim blue light, as if it were very early morning. The focus of this music video is on a man who has a light implanted in his left temple. He's seated on a sofa with a coffee table covered in bottles, possibly alcoholic in nature. He seems to be staring off into space with water droplets and ripples superimposed, possibly meditating or possibly diving deep into himself. His wide eyes seem to indicate either focus, fear, or both. Occasionally it flashes to the city, where it's now a little lighter and a little later in the morning. Judging by the rapid flashing later on in the video, the breaking glass and the hands reaching out towards other hands, as well as the possibly alcoholic bottles on the table, this man is likely reflecting on a past trauma. While there isn't much action in this video, it still paints a story that this that this man is likely broken on the inside. In conclusion, this song and its music video are both about confronting internal fears alone, with the undertones of trauma and depression. I'd like to point out, though, that both the song and the music video portray the going into yourself and confronting your own trauma is kind of toxic. I mean, in the song, it's portrayed as you're just sort of sinking at the bottom of like the ocean. There's like no hope for you. You can't escape. And in the music video, it kind of paints a picture that the man who is experiencing this trauma is kind of also spiraled into himself in his own way with the alcohol and that sort of thing. So if you can take anything away from this, I would say if you're experiencing trauma or depression or something, get help. Find someone reliable that you can trust and tell them what you're going through. They will likely help you, and if they don't help you, find someone else. Sorry if this sounds preachy or anything. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe I'll make more videos on song analyses, I don't know. Whatever it is, I might make more videos if you guys like it. Bye.